Good morning. It is May 25th. I'm with Tim Murphy here. I'm Eric Sapanik. This is the Gold Spot. Okay, so today, we wake up at the Wall Street Journal talking a little bit about some of the worldwide inflationary problems that we're seeing right now. We're seeing the Eurozones, Australia, the UK, across the country, or actually across the whole world along with our country, we're seeing that there's a lot of inflation right now. Can you go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. It's inflation right now in Germany just got reported. It's 30%. It's incredible. It's worldwide. It's not just the United States, and it's a huge problem, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. I just was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and he mentioned that Ukraine produces a lot of the fertilizer in the world, and that fertilizer is not going to be going out. And this summer, it's going to be a problem for the farmers, and you're going to have less things produced, less food produced. And it's only going to ratchet up prices even more.
And also oil prices right now, we're seeing our country right now is really anti-oil when it comes to us producing it. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're in a space right now. We're trying to get to this, this green place where, it's less oil from coal and that kind of thing. So right now we have less of the original oil that we used to have, and we're getting into that green stuff, and so there's a shortage, and it's a shortage here, and you've got the Russia holding back on their oil exports, and if you do want to buy oil from Russia, many of the countries have to either use gold or they have to use buy it in ruble. So we're really in a hard place right now, and the Fed they can't win. It's a lose-lose situation. Right now the Fed is trying to raise rates, but
add to that the CPI numbers when we're looking at oil and food, two of the things that you're talking about, that's the most inflationary driven pressures right now that everyone's feeling. That's not in those CPI numbers. Yet when you look at oil, it's not just about just going ahead and tanking up your car. Nothing we produce, nothing is done without fossil fuels. Everything from your toothbrush to your dinner that night, everything's produced with fossil fuels. So I think that's something that we all need to think about as well. Now, one last question, Tim. Gold prices below 1900, is this a gift from God right now? Or are we more concerned about it dropping lower than it is now?
Markets are markets, and and things could go lower, gold could go lower, but there's been so much money that's been printed over the years, and if you look at numbers and go back in history and see, based on the money supply, the money that's been printed, and based on the dollar and interest rates, it almost puts a floor on the price of gold. And the fact that the supply and demand situation is very, very bullish right now. Supplies are waning. We're seeing it at all levels in our industry. So it's very, very low risk, but the reward is through the roof for gold and silver.
One thing that I could also probably add to that is, as we see, especially in the bullion markets right now, we're watching the premiums grow as we watch prices drop, because on the physical level, really, we're not seeing that heck of a big fluctuation as we are in the actual paper markets. And I know you've talked a lot about how those paper markets are manipulated. So something to think about. I think it's a great buying opportunity myself. Whenever you see it dip below 1900, I just think that's absolutely a great time to look in and dip your feet if you haven't already.
I agree.
Okay, so with that being said, Tim, thank you very much. We'll see you next week right here on the Gold Spot.